Hello, and today we got yet another awesome theme park / roller coaster video on the channel. And well, today I'm gonna continue my series where I'm gonna be ranking the best theme parks in each country. And I'm just gonna continue this series until you people get bored of it. And the last video I made for this series was about Belgium, so now it's time to go to France. And there are really many great and different theme parks in France, and I've decided to take 10 of the best. So now if you really like these kind of videos, be sure to subscribe to the channel, that would be awesome. And let's get on with the video. And now coming in at spot number 10 we got Fraispertuis City. And now please bear with me because many of these theme parks have all these French names and I can't really pronounce them, so I'm trying my best. And the first park on the list is actually a small scale amusement park. And this park has 3 big main attractions, and the first one is a small scale drop tower, and then you got 2 mid-sized roller coasters. And the main attraction in this park is the beyond vertical drop roller coaster called Timber Drop. And apart from these attractions I've already mentioned, this theme park mainly consists of a decent amount of smaller scale flat rides for children or families. And these attractions don't really offer the biggest thrill apart from Timber Drop. So that's why this so-called Fraispertuis City is just for children or families. But the park still has one big major theme going on, and that is the Wild West. Everything in this park is just themed to the Wild West, and I think it's pretty neat to do that, just having one big theme over the whole park. The only negative thing about this park is the price of entry, because the entrance price can be compared to some bigger parks on this list. Now coming in at spot number 9 we got Terra Botanica. And well, I haven't really seen this everywhere because Terra Botanica is actually just a theme park filled with flowers, so you can also call it a flower park. And this might just be one of the most ambitious flower parks in the whole world. What makes this park filled with flowers very ambitious and interesting is that they have multiple rides, shows and animations. This is where you can take a balloon 150 meters in the air to look at the beautiful park, and you can also just take a flume ride around the park. And you can also experience many different shows at the park. For example, you have a magician for the kids, and in the night the whole theme park lights up and it looks so beautiful. So if you don't really like these big thrill rides and attractions around the other theme parks, you can go to this awesome flower park. It looks so beautiful. And now coming in at spot number 8 we got Vulcania or Vulcania. And now given that the name of the park is Volcano or Volcanoes, you already know the theme is of course volcanoes. And this might actually be one of the most interesting yet bizarre themes of a theme park. And yup, there are many different attractions in this park, but they are mainly screen based. And now given that the theme park focuses on volcanoes, you know many of these attractions are very informative. And now speaking of all the attractions, you actually have a screen based dark ride attraction, some 4D theaters and also some walkthrough attractions. What's most interesting about the park is the layout, because many of the main attractions are split into 4 different levels from A to C. And yes, there are 4 different floors / levels, and that's just like a volcano. And now in terms of pure amusement park rides, you can't really find much in this park, but you actually have a launched motorbike roller coaster created by the Swiss manufacturer Intamin. This roller coaster is called Namasu, and the ride starts out with an awesome drop track where it then launches out into the pure roller coaster layout. And now coming in at spot number 7 we got Nigloland. And well, Nigloland is overall just a medium-sized theme park. And you could also call Nigloland a little theme park resort because they also feature accommodation. And in terms of the overall attraction collection at Nigloland, I think this theme park looks okay. And this park really has something for everyone. We got something for the adults, the families and the small children. The park's main attraction is an airtime focused roller coaster that is called Alpina Blitz. And this roller coaster is built by the German manufacturer called Mack Rides. And the most thrilling attraction for the biggest thrill seekers is a huge drop tower standing 100 meters tall, and that is around 330 feet tall. And this park has recently opened an awesome water coaster created by Mack Rides again. And this awesome ride experience is called Krampus Expedition, and it combines roller coaster track with a splashdown section. And yes, Nigloland is overall just a decently sized theme park that has a bit for everyone. Now coming in at spot number 6 we got Le Parle. And this theme park is all around a huge combination of amusement park and an animal park, and this park also features accommodation where you can stay. And now let's first of all talk about the amusement park section, because this section also features some awesome rides. And while Le Parle overall doesn't really have the biggest and most thrilling roller coasters or flat rides, but they're still awesome. But this is where the park has chosen to build some of the best family thrill roller coaster designs out there. They have recently opened an awesome Mack Rides water roller coaster called Fjord Explorer. They are also home to an awesome and very intense intimate motorbike roller coaster with launches. And to finish up a great list of roller coasters, they have a Mack Rides spinning roller coaster which is very intense. And yes, this resort also consists of a huge animal park slash zoo. And this animal section is quite big because you have the alligator parks, you have the giraffes and zebras and so on. And there's also a lot of awesome animal shows you can experience right here. And that's why I think Le Parle is above Nigloland, because the amusement park section is equal, but then they have this awesome animal park section. And now coming in at spot number 5, we got Walibi Rhone-Alpes. And well, as you can already hear, Walibi Rhone-Alpes is part of a small theme park chain where you also have a park in Holland called the Netherlands and also in Belgium. And this theme park chain has really spent a lot of money on their attractions in the recent years, and you can also see that in this park. And Walibi Rhone-Alpes is overall a mid-sized theme park combined with a great attraction selection. And this park also only runs with one major theme, and it is the, I don't know what to call it, the Tiki theme. And you can really experience some world-class roller coasters in this park. First of all, you have a new intimate single rail roller coaster with launches, airtime moments and inversions. You can also experience the very bizarre looking Mystic roller coasters that feature some very bizarre elements in terms of inversions and airtime moments yet again. And the small timber wooden roller coaster is also known as one of the best family rides in the world. And now speaking of families and children, there are really a lot of rides left to offer right here. Now coming in at spot number 4, we got Futuroscope. Futuroscope is overall a space and future themed theme park resort where you have the amusement park section, a water park section and also accommodation. And now let's first of all talk about the amusement park section, because this one features some awesome rides and experiences. One of the most awesome rides at Futuroscope is actually a family spinning roller coaster with many launches. Now apart from this roller coaster, many of these attractions are actually just simulators of 4D/5D experiences, but they are still awesome. And yeah, many of these attractions are heavily immersive and awesome. And now speaking of being immersed, the aqua park section is just so beautiful. Aquascope is overall cinematic, heavily themed, very beautiful and filled with awesome water slides for every age. And this theme park resort is also home to a decent amount of restaurants, and some of these are quite bizarre. You have the roller coaster restaurant where you have your food going down a slide and then it comes to a table. Very bizarre. And well, I did also mention accommodation, so let's move on. Now coming in at spot number 3, we got Parc Asterix. And well, this is overall one of the most well-known and popular theme parks in Europe, especially in France. Yes, this theme park is also located just outside the capital in France, and that is Paris. And you can clearly see based on the attraction list that Parc Asterix might be one of the best theme parks in Europe. I think the main reason to go to this park is because of the awesome selection of roller coasters. Parc Asterix is home to one of the best multi-launch roller coasters in the world called Totalis, and you also have a very iconic and intense B&M inverted roller coaster. And speaking of intensity, you can also experience the big wooden roller coaster in the park. This one is very shaky but crazy. And now we talk about the biggest thrills in the park, but there's also a lot to do for the families. And Parc Asterix is also home to one of the best family roller coasters in the world called Pegasus Express. Pegasus Express offers endless fun. You have a dark ride section with a backwards launch, and you also have a traditional first drop over the beautiful looking water. The only thing this park can work on is the hospitality, because many of the workers cannot speak a single word of English. And given that Parc Asterix is an international park, you have to speak a bit of English. Now coming in at spot number 2, we got Poy de Fou, I don't know. And yes, France is home to one of the most realistic and immersive looking theme parks in the world right here. And this park has actually won multiple awards for being the best theme park in the whole world, and they are quite known for their amazing shows. And yes, this is what you call a heavily immersive show park, and you can experience ancient Rome, the Great Century, Middle Age, World War I and 100 Years War. This show park is actually a theme park resort where you have 4 different period villages, you have 2,000 animals, 250 acres of nature and 6 themed hotels. Well, did I mention they had a total of 20 different shows to look at. And now coming in at spot number 1, we got Disneyland Paris. And well, with no surprise, Disneyland Paris takes spot number 1. And Disneyland Paris is overall 2 different theme parks with a lot of accommodation to offer. And the best of these 2 parks by far is the one with the Cinderella castle called the Disneyland Park. park. The Disneyland park in Paris is quite new, and that also means many of these attractions are just a bit better compared to the older ones in Florida or in California. Fortunately, the Walt Disney Studios area is quite small and it really lacks a bit, but to my surprise, Paris' version of Hollywood Tower of Terror is by far the best one in the whole world. And then the Ratatouille themed dark ride is also awesome and beautiful. But Disneyland Paris is overall just an awesome theme park to visit. And now I've finally gone through the list of the 10 best theme parks in France, and if you really like roller coaster or theme park videos, please sure to subscribe to the channel, that would be awesome. And now at the end of the day, I'm always gonna say bye bye.